All right, so I spent the last month really testing out a lot of new casting rods. We're doing a best casting rods of 2025 article, and we're going to do some videos along with it. I've tested some rods from companies like Okuma that I never tested before. I've never actually fished with an Okuma product until this test. Been very, very excited and very interested to see what they had, and I've been well pleased too. This is actually taking over my best overall category. The rod retails for, I want to say, $279, so $280 to $300, and that's not a cheap rod by any means, but it's not the most expensive either. And so that's what I try to do with the best overall. I wanted to find kind of a mid-range price, still a little bit high, but a mid-range price. Nothing, not obviously a $500-600 rod is going to be a little bit better than a lot of the other stuff out there. But this rod right here still holds its own against any rod of any price. It's got good components, got great eyes, great guides, all that kind of stuff. It's got the exposed blank there for sensitivity, got EVA foam butt and a cork handle. So really just the basic trimmings you expect to see in a good rod. But for whatever reason, this thing is light and it just performs really well in the water. It's got some great reviews on Tackle Warehouse. Out of the 7 people that reviewed it, it's 4.9 out of 5 stars, and that never happens. So really, really good rod. It's the best overall for me. When you move to the best value, this is a $100 rod from Lew's, and now $100, or the best budget, I'm sorry, best budget. This is a $100 rod from Lew's, and I don't typically like to throw the best budget all the way up to $100. I have a really good $60 rod that I like that won best budget last year, the Arc Catalyzer. That rod has since been discontinued and the 2.0 version has come out, but I haven't had a chance to test that. It's pretty recent, I think. So for now, this is the best budget. It's $100, several different actions in this rod. This is a 7-foot medium heavy. I recommend it because you can do a ton with it. It's got the exposed blank, like I said, a lot of the same stuff that you expect to see in any rod nowadays. It's got a good tacky grip to it, kind of like the wind grip on the Custom Light, but it's also got an EVA foam butt. Just a really good all-around rod and very capable. If you're just wanting to go down the bank fishing, you want to go out in your kayak, or if you want to go fish a pro-level tournament, this rod is plenty good enough to do any of that. Then for the best value, I really like the Lew's Custom Light. This rod is, again, just a really good all-around rod. This is, I believe, the 7.3. Yep, 7.3 medium heavy. I went with that because you can do a lot with it. It's got wind grips, or at least wind grip here. It's really tacky and kind of cushiony, so it feels really good in your hands. Got a sure grip. Got an EVA foam butt. Exposed blank. It's actually got a lot more exposed blank than most rods do nowadays. So this has been a really good rod. I've caught some good fish on it, and definitely my favorite in the best value category for the bang for your buck. One of the rods that also made the list that's new is the GLX Bass. This is a really good rod. This has become my tournament rod. This is probably this and the Okuma and let's see, the World Class from Fenwick. Those are 3 of the best rods I've ever fished with. I've got some phenomenal fishing gear to play with right now. It's amazing. But this GLX, again, you know, you look at the handle there and you can tell I put some time in with it. This has become one of my favorite tournament rods. It's got a Corrado on it. This is a really good combo. I keep something with a blade on it most of the time, chatterbait. It's a little weedless Willie bait that was Nichols had out. It's kind of like a snagless Sally, but it's been discontinued. But spinner baits, chatterbaits, anything like this where the fish has to come up and kind of get the bait before you set the hook. This is actually the bladed jig rod, BJR, from the GLX Bass lineup, and they have a ton of different technique-specific rods. That's something else I like about this rod, because you can go and pick out a rod for whatever you want to fish with, and they've got one customly designed for that technique. One of the other new rods that I like a lot, this actually comes in a combo. It's the GXR from 7 is the reel, St. Croix is the rod, which is the same brand basically. It's the same family. St. Croix came out with a line of reels through a brand named 7. So this is a fantastic rod. It's been my favorite. This is the 7-foot medium heavy, I believe, but 7.1. But it's been a really good rod for finesse poppers and floating worms and anything really light like that. The rod and the reel, I can just fling something like that way better than I can with some of even these other rods. Really, really good light rod. The combo retails for, I think, $200. That basically puts the rod around $80 to $100 probably. This is a really good combo for anybody that's been fishing for a while, and wants to elevate to a nicer little bit of gear, you know, been at it for 6 months, you're ready to buy a good combo, this is a great combo for that. It's a great combo for a young angler that's doing kind of the same thing, that's wanting to get a good rod and reel, but you don't want to spend $1,000 on a combo. It's another great one for that. Just a really good basic rod. I like something pretty cool here. They've got a bait keeper on this one that has kind of an angle to it, and that's a little bit different from what you're used to seeing. And what that does, it keeps your line from snagging, and that happens all the time on other rods that have more of a squared off bait keeper. So I thought that was a pretty cool little touch. Just simple stuff like that you have to do nowadays to be a little bit different from the competition, because there's so many rods out there. Another that I really, really like, this one really kind of came close to getting the best value. The Ike, I think this one's, I think it's $150. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is Ike's new Generation 3 Power Series rod, and he's got Delay Series and Bait Finesse Series, so he's got different series in this same rod. This is his reel too, so it's Abu Garcia combo basically, but you can buy it separately. Phenomenal rod. I really like. It's just a pretty rod. It's got green and purple and kind of bronze hues to it. Got a little studded ring here on the top of the lock ring. It's got EVA foam, pretty durable EVA foam, but it's got these grooved notches on the butt and the foregrip here, where you can really get a good grip. So that's pretty neat and different. This is 7.2 medium heavy. It's been a really good rod for. It's kind of a little stiff for it, but really good rod for buzz baits, chatterbaits, that kind of stuff. And then also frogs. It's a little bit stiffer, so I actually like it for frogs better than I do for the kind of softer baits like you'd want the BJR from St. Croix, from G. Loomis. So that's another one I like a lot that is now on the best of list. And the last one we're going to talk about today is the Poison Adrena. This is a kind of a combination Jackal Shimano rod, pretty sweet. I got the Bantam, I believe this is on, yeah, the Bantam. Really cool rod, super light. I want to say this one's in the 350 range, so it's a little pricey, but if you want a bougie rod to fish with, you can't beat Shimano. Shimano's got fantastic stuff, and this design, everything, it's just really beautiful. It's got these, it's called full carbon monocoque. This kind of material, you can probably hear me thumping it. It almost sounds like metal or glass, but it's this material that's very different, and it's oddly got like a little tackiness to it, even though it's really, really hard. So it doesn't feel bad when you grip it. It feels great, but it's a totally different deal, and it's meant to increase sensitivity. Now you have this less deadened, like if you do have the cushion and stuff, it makes sense that it would kind of deaden the vibration of a bait and deaden the thump when you feel a bite. And so those more sensitive deals, this is supposed to be a little bit better for it. And I like it. I'm not going to say it's, that you need that, but it does feel good also. So really, really nice rod. Got all the great components. Same old as far as that kind of stuff goes. You can't really outdo each other nowadays with components. It really just comes down to design elements like this handle here that are different, that really sets you apart. But that is the best rods, best casting rods of 2025, in my opinion. Some of them came out in the fall. A couple of them have kind of hung in there from last year, earlier in 2024, but a lot of testing was done. Tested 10 or 12 casting rods over the last 5 months, all the way up to the last month. And these are the ones that kind of rose to the top out of all that. So I really enjoyed doing this test. A lot of good fish catches, a lot of fun. Check out one of these rods if you're looking for a great bait casting rod in 2025.